Hello, BookTube. This is Alan. Friday Reads. I'm doing a different angle because the other angle was had too much glare from the sun. Even if I close the blinds to that window, it's just way too much glare. So I hope this is okay. I hope you had a good week. Because all things considering, my week was kind of up and down and up again. Monday I went into work and excuse me, Monday I went into work and found out that the plant was closed and would be closed for 2 weeks until May the 4th. Tuesday I went into work. I got a text message from my branch manager informing me that I would be off work until May the 4th because they only need one security guard to watch an empty building, or two empty buildings in an empty parking lot. So I was contemplating about going to another security company while I was off so I can get more work. Wednesday, I got a text message from that same branch manager who informed me that she had another opening, another post, in other words, at a FedEx, and it would start Monday, and asked me if I was interested, and of course I said I was interested. So that's how my week has gone the last since Monday. Also, I've been reading the wisdom books. This is by Robert Alter. I've been reading the book of Job, and I've been kind of slacking in my reading. Every morning, I'm on chapter 20, starting chapter 26 in the book of Job, and really enjoying this translation of the Hebrew Scriptures by Robert Alter. So, yeah, I've been slacking in that. Also, excuse me, my year with C.S. Lewis, daily devotional readings from his classical works. I've been kind of slacking in this also. In fact, the 19th of April is where I am, so I'm kind of behind in the reading. I've been reading George Eliot, The Mill and the Floss. I'm enjoying this story so far. It's on page of chapter 10. Maggie behaves worse than she expected. On page 146 is a very good book, and this was printed, as I said, in 1908. On my excuse me, excuse me. On my public transportation that I take to and from work, I was reading Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. I gave up on this book. Page 296, chapter 22. I just gave up on it. The problem with Memoirs of a Geisha, and there are a lot of problems with the book, is that you learn about sumo wrestling, about how to tie a kimono, tea ceremony, all the Japanese type culture in the book. But the story is not structured correctly. That's the characters. You have like 40 times the main character, Sari, S-A-Y-U, or I, is about 40 times she says something is like an example is, I felt as a dam must feel when it's holding back an entire river. Another time, like water bugs kicking along the surface, like the crisp skin of a grilled fish, like this scrap of paper in the wind, like cuts in the bark of a tree. And it seems pretentious and superficial. the way this writing is, and it's they keep going like every single, almost every single page. It's just doesn't make any sense. The main character, Asumomo, is well, she's like everybody else in the heart because it's always for herself, and she's always backbiting, she's always cheating, she's always stealing, she's always knocking somebody over, trying to destroy the other person, and that is the problem with the story. It has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. So yeah, this is a did not finish book for me. I don't care for it, and I'm not gonna go see the movie. On my Instagram page, I have over 800 followers, and I don't know what's wrong with those people. Why they want to follow me? I posted over 300 photos on my Instagram page, and there's one person that I follow about 250 or 200. I'm sure it's around that number. The problem with there's one lady that I follow. She receives free books from publishers, free, and excuse me, I got something in my throat. Sorry about that. And so she follows. She gets free books from publishers. This lady lives up in Queens. She gets free books from publishers. So last year I asked her, "How do you do this? How'd you get free books from publishers?" And she said, "Oh, I went on to NetGalley." So last year I went on to NetGalley, and it's a site where you can go and you request books from in any genre from publishers. So you can get what they call an ARC or advanced reading copy. You've seen those on Steve Donahue's channel all the time until it slowed down a lot considerably. And I went on there and I requested book. I requested, oh yes, send me this copy. And I requested one book, and I didn't get it. So I forgot about it. And I had to get back on there to that site, NetGalley site, until Wednesday. And then Wednesday I figured, well, I got time, let me go ahead and see what books are available. And I got a request from NetGalley asking me to go ahead and there's a book that's requested. It's historical fiction, takes place in Venice. Why don't you request it? So I went to the site, NetGalley site, requested the book, and then I figured, well, why not just go ahead and start putting in requests for more than one. So I ended up requesting, I wrote down 13 books. So the next day, I got from the publishers 10 of those 13 books. Okay, you can look at this in advance copy, and well, excuse me, 2 have already been published, but so that left 9 books. And today I got another advanced copy, and these are all on ebooks. And I go to and I sign up. I think it's Power Books or Pocket Books. Pocket Books is the name of the one I downloaded to get in order to either read or you can listen to the book. Excuse me, I'm doing so that's much. So here the books are a combination of biography, historical fiction, and memoirs, and one crime thriller book. The first one comes out May 26th. It's called First Actress. It's a novel of Sarah Bernhardt. Comes out, it's by C.W. Gortner, and it's published by Random House. The next book is called A Private Cathedral. That book is by James Lee Burke, where you have the main character, David Robideau, in Louisiana. It's published by Simon & Schuster. It comes out May the 5th. I have never read a James Lee Burke novel, and he has published 800 of them or something like that. But this is like his 23rd book featuring the main character, David Robideau. So I was listening to it yesterday, and it's very, very good and very well written. The next book is a biography. It's on James Monroe. It comes out May the 5th also. It's by Tim McGrath. A biography of James Monroe. He wrote the biography of John Barry. The having to do with the sea, the Captain Admiral. I'm guessing, I'm not really sure. In July, there's a book called The Road from Raqqa, Raqqa, on the 21st of July. And this one, I was looking at my... Oh, here it is. This is by James Riddick. It's, I forgot, Random House. It's about two Syrian brothers. Probably historical fiction. It might be just historical, a memoir. And in June, let me skip up, move up in 1 month. In June, the 1st, there is from the University of Nebraska Press. The book is by Meg Heckman. It's called Political Godmother. It's about Naki Scribes Loeb and the newspaper that shook the Republican Party. That newspaper is a union leader, Manchester Union Leader, Manchester, New Hampshire. And Naki Scribes Loeb took over the publishing from her husband, William Loeb, who attacked liberal Republican candidates like Rockefeller, and attacked Democratic candidates like the Muskie when he had the Canuck letter. And so when Naki Scripps Loeb took over, and President Clinton went up there after he has an impeachment trial, he went up to New Hampshire, and Naki Scripps Loeb basically said in her front page editorial, "Get Law's kid." So yeah, that one's Political Godmother. That one's coming out June the 1st. In August, there are two books that I have. One is called The Lost Piano Siberia. This one is already out in the UK. And I'd like to get this one, a physical copy of this. It's by Sophie Roberts. This is her first novel. And it's by Grove Atlantic. It comes out August the 4th. The next one is another biography, of Henry Kissinger. It's called Henry Kissinger and American Power by Farrar Straus Giroux by Thomas Schwartz. And it comes out on the 18th of August. In November, there are two books that come out. One is called The Last American Aristocrat. This is the biography of Henry Adams, who is the descendant of two presidents, John Adams and John Quincy Adams. And he was ambassador to the United Kingdom during Abraham Lincoln. He led from 1838 to 1918. This is published by Scribner and David Brown, is the author. It's called The Last American Aristocrat, Henry Adams. The next book is it's called This Is Not My Memoir. And it comes out on the 17th of November. And it's by Andre Gregory. And it's published by Farrar, Straus, and Giroux. Andre Gregory is a film writer, screenwriter, playwright. He was in the actor. He was in the movie My Dinner with Andre with I can't think of the other guy's name. Wallace Shawn, yes. And yeah, it comes out on the November 11th. And the last one that I have that I got from NetGalley is comes out in December, and that's called Wild Minds, and that's the the golden age of animation, and it's by Grove Atlantic. Reed Mental Bauer, I believe that's what I put down as the author. Excuse me, sorry about that. And that comes out on December the 11th, and it starts out with 1911 with Richard McKay's Little Nemo. So that's about animation, comic strips, the Betty Boop, that type of animation. That sounds very, very interesting. I'd like to get a hard copy of that. Well, that was it. So I just was persistent and went ahead and said, okay, I'm not going to just request one. I'm going to request more. So I may request some more after I'm through with these, because I have 3 in the month of May. And a lot of these publishers, what they do, they send you the request, they send you the book, either a physical copy or e-copy, and they say, okay, we want you to send us an email so we can read your review of the book. And a lot of the publishers would do that, and that's the only stipulant that you have. And you might see those on Goodreads, because a lot of people on that, especially that James Lee Burke one, Private Cathedral, I've already seen reviews of that book, even though the book has not come out in the stores yet. It's not due in the stores until the first week in May. And so they said so they start their reviews with, I'd like to thank so-and-so for this advanced reading copy, or this ARC. So that's what I have to do, and that would be, I could do that. Well, thank you very much, BookTube. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the new subscribers. And y'all have a good weekend.